What's up, guys? Week number 41 of Goggins force training. This week is condensed down a little bit because I'll be traveling out of town this weekend for my 6th wedding anniversary with my wife Shayna. So I ended up dropping the lighter pressing day and just hitting the main squat, bench, and deadlift work, compressed into Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday before hitting the road Friday through the following Monday. All in all, it was actually a really good week of training. Did the triples on the Duffalo bar box squats with 365. As you can see, I have a good amount of pop coming off of the box. I'm pushing back into the hips just well, and the left knee is doing a pretty good job of staying out. I ended up meeting with Min on the Thursday of this week after the deadlift workout and getting the next progression of my PRI correctives, which I definitely suck at. I was impressed that he was able to make them that much more difficult for me. But either way, these are still coming along really well. I was definitely feeling better on this workout than I was on the Monday before. Partially just because I was just better fed, better rested, better hydrated going into it. So weight was moving really well, nice and smooth, popping off of my back. Because of that, I decided to hit some raw work as well. So I did a bunch of triples on pause squats, starting with I think 2 wheels and working my way up to 315 for a top set. I think there was somewhere around maybe 5 or 6 total sets. Just keeping the reps low so I can focus on the quality of rep and just my overall stability while I'm doing the lift. Those felt really good. I didn't have any discomfort. Still a slight amount of shift, but my head position on the raw squats it wasn't quite right. I think I was looking a little bit too forward, which tends to cause kind of a weird weight distribution for me. I really do need to keep my head in that slightly downward neutral position for me to best leverage the balance between my quads and my hips. So I just included 3 of the sets here for you to see. Like I said, all moved relatively smoothly. My ankle was pretty tight on this day, so that was also affecting things, but still not nearly as bad as in the weeks past. So still decently even between the hips as far as where I'm centered. It's more so as I'm coming up out of the hole that you can see that slight shift in pattern. So still not too drastic, and I didn't feel anything that was cause for concern doing the sets. So decided to take a set at 315, which again moved pretty well. I didn't really have any discomfort on this, but I do know that it could have been better. So probably will not hit any raw work next week since I'll be coming off of a weekend spent in the car driving. I'll probably just stay in the briefs, and then that following week, once things have had a chance to calm back down, then I'll do a little bit more raw paused work. With regard to my shoulders, I kind of figured out how to get those dropped back into place. The drill that ended up doing the most good for me was a bottoms up kettlebell press. I did those last week per the suggestion of one of my guys who I suggested did them for the same reason, but since I pretty much suck at helping myself and I'm only good at coming up with ideas for other people, I am grateful to Shane for giving me back my own ideas. So definitely had a difference in stability between the 2 shoulders. The set that I included here was probably the 4th or 5th set that I had done that day. I did about 3 sets before pressing in conjunction with some soft tissue work through the traps and the shoulder blades to get that scapula freed up and moving better. And then I did some lat activation things that I'll include in the video for next week, but just a couple of like rotator cuff and lat activation. And that combination with the bottoms up kettlebell presses got my shoulders pretty much feeling back to 100%. So I did these 4 sets of 8 with 285. I don't typically like to do a self handoff, but because of my schedule changing this week, I kind of didn't really have a choice if I wanted to still get some benching in. So I'm pretty happy with how this moved, considering I had to do the lift off myself and the fact that this is the heaviest that I've gone since the meet with any success and not any of that instability feeling. So I'll take that as a win, and I should be able to bump bench up to about 315 next week, provided everything holds up and feels really good. So I'm showing you here this set of the kettlebell presses. Things I could be doing better is keeping that elbow tucked just a little bit more. I definitely had a harder time on the left shoulder where I had torn the pec last year, but it didn't feel bad. I just definitely struggled with it, and you can feel the kettlebell flopping all over the place a whole lot more when everything's not firing correctly. So a couple sets of those, got the shoulders feeling good. I would definitely keep those in my warm-up routine for benching, at least until everything is feeling back to 100%, and then I think it will end up kind of taking a secondary position similar to how the split squats have with my lower body work. So that brings us to the deadlift day here. Steve had me drop back down and just work on some RDLs rather than continuing to pull off of the blocks. Ended up doing 5 sets of 5 with 315, intentionally doing these extra slow and controlled on the descent, and then not too explosive on the way up. So really just trying to focus on keeping tension on through the hamstrings and the glutes the entire time, and kind of maximizing time under tension by loading into the muscles that I'm trying to build. So one of the things that is particularly helpful on these for me is, again, focusing on my weight distribution into my feet. In the past, I used to really emphasize staying on the heels and pushing the hips back. That would sometimes rock my toes up off the floor. And while it did push me more into the posterior chain, I definitely feel like I can get the glutes to contract better while trying to root to the floor properly. And this is one of the things that has carried over for my main deadlift for me quite a bit this year, is just, again, putting a lot of emphasis on where my pressure is and how I distribute that throughout my foot. So it doesn't necessarily bring quads into the equation, it just keeps everything feeling very balanced, and it helps me to focus on driving the hips forward to the bar rather than trying to pull the bar up and back over the top of my legs. So try that out as a cue for yourself. It works well on variations like the RDLs here, but it also helps out quite a bit for the main deadlift work as well. Actually, even more so on that, because that was where you do also start to feel a bit of that quad drive while initiating the bar off the floor. So that's about it. Hit some of my normal upper back work after this. Bowed out of doing the shrugs just because the shoulder has been still a little bit tight. Instead did a little bit of stability work for the shoulders and some rowing variations and pull down. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com. Take care, and I will talk to you next week.